Hello, this is Hollow with Information Leak, doing another video tutorial. This is creating a web server with, if you haven't guessed it already, Apache. The reason we're using Apache is it's free and it's very simple to do. Let's begin. The first thing you want to do is download Apache, which is very simple. You're going to go to apache.org. I wish I could see what I was typing. Spelled it wrong. That's fine. Apache.org. Going to download their HTTP server. Since I'm using Windows, we're going to use the binary MSI installer. I'm going to save it to our disk. Save. Now, I know a lot of you don't know web design, so why would you want to do this? The reason you'd want to do this is just in case you wanted to share files with a friend or a relative or something like that over the net without having to, if you want to share files or host your own type of stuff, this is what you use. Here's your file right here. I'm going to install it real fast. Not a big file, doesn't take long. Just for shits and giggles, localhost, put in your email address. You can change all of this stuff after. For all users, port 80 as a service. Typical. That's the directory it's going to install it to. Go. Now, in the meantime, what I'd like you to do is you have to know where you are in terms of your IP address on the internet. So while this is installing, I'd like you to open up a command prompt and type in ipconfig/all. Actually, now that I think about it, Apache is going to start using some DOS windows, so you're going to see some flashing on the screen as it installs. So we'll just give this a split second to finish what it's doing. And there they are. Did I see that coming or what? I believe there's two of them. And there's the second one. Alright. Back to what we were doing. Get a pen and write this down. This is your IP address. This happens to be a private IP address since I'm behind a router, and it's 192.168.2.103. That is this computer's particular address. Then the 192.168.2.1 on the gateway, that's my router. So we're going to have to port forward because a lot of internet service providers block port 80, which is the internet port. So we're going to flip it around. We're going to kind of get around that. So write down those numbers so that you know what they are. Moving on. We're going to go to find out what your actual IP address is. So we're going to type in whatismyip.com. And it will give you your IP address. Write that down. Now, just for the record, I'm also hosting Information Leak from my house using Apache on another computer. So, just to show you how this works, if I were to put that IP address in, it brings up Information Leak because I have 80 forwarded out, but we'll see that in a minute. Anyway, you'll notice Apache, a little icon on the bottom right of your screen, right here, Apache Service Monitor. It's running. That's good. We're going to go into your program files where Apache was installed, which is here. Take a look. htdocs, that's what you're looking for at this location. This is where you're going to put anything you want available on your web server. So for the time being, I'm going to delete all of this stuff. And we're going to put in just some random things. I don't even know what I have laying around here. We'll just put in some random information. Now this is the stuff that we want available on the web server once it's up. Now, let's configure this. Let's make sure it works first. Localhost should show up. There they are. That's the stuff we just put in that folder. That folder is now available at localhost. Now we want it available outside of our particular network onto the internet so that we can tell Dick, Jane, and Bob how to get to these files so that we can share files together. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our router, which we wrote down the address to previously. And we're going to log into it. Hope I remember my thing. Bingo. Now I'm using a Linksys router, so here's your Linksys. But generally speaking, you're just going to look for anything with port forwarding. So you might want to go on, Google it up if you have to. I happen to know it's under applications and gaming. We're going to use port 8000. Why? I don't know. No particular reason. And we are going to forward it over to, and I believe it was 103 was this address. And we're going to enable it and save. This means anytime someone calls for port 8000, it's going to forward over to this computer and that directory, and you're going to have everything available. Exactly. So, now that we've done that, what else do we have to do? Actually, I think that's it. So now, we type in our IP address again, which is good that I just did that, in the thing, port 8000, enter, and hopefully, with any luck, oh, you know what? It's not going to work because we have to restart the service. Restart. And I just remembered something else we have to do. Since we're in here, we have to go to the CONF file, the configuration file, because we changed it to port 8000. Open up the httpd.conf. Scroll down a little bit, and you'll see right here, it's listening to port 80, which now we want to say 8000. We save that. Then we go back to the Apache thingamajig as soon as it lets me. And then we restart, and then, and only then, we should be good to go. Restart, it restarts it, minimize, now we should be good to go. That, my friends, is how you set up a web server. Sorry it's not too in-depth, but I'm trying to do it quick for you. Stay tuned for Volume 2, where I'll show you a little bit of stupid web design and how to secure your web server. This is Holla from Information League, hoping you enjoyed. Happy